Today we begin our journey into the world of Kalad, where Eldfall Chronicles, the wargame from Free Company, is set, with this wonderful two-player starter set. Let's crack it open, see what's inside. Welcome to the Dice Gods. My name is Hydra, and as I say, today we're going to be opening up the Empire of Soga versus Helian League two-player starter set for Eldfall Chronicles from Free Company. Eldfall Chronicles has been loosely on my radar for quite some time, but the more that I've looked at it, the more that sort of interest has been piqued, and we've moved to sort of actually diving in and picking up this box. Having seen some of the miniatures online, having seen some of the gameplay online, it's kind of sold. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but we're going to open this guy up and see what's in here. These boxes, this two-player starter set, is around the €70 mark, which for a two-player starter box is not bad at all, but that depends what's in the box. Before we dive into that, all the usual stuff, like, share, subscribe, get that done, please. Thank you very much. And if you're new here, do consider subscribing and maybe becoming a member. I think we're going to be doing quite a bit with Eldfall Chronicles. This kind of fills a spot that I haven't had quite filled yet, but we'll talk about that more in a second. So the box itself, this is so nicely done. This is all embossed and raised, and it's incredibly pretty and incredibly compact for what we have in here. So there's 9 miniatures in this box, plus the rulebook, templates, measuring tools, D20s, always nice, D20 system, if you didn't know, profile cards, hostile behavior cards, tokens, and all that good stuff. So this is a very well packed, very well featured two-player starter set, and as we can see down here, these miniatures are Unicool. If you don't know Unicool, it's a plastic resin type material, which I'm very intrigued to see. It tends to be incredibly well detailed. We have some of that inside of Infinity from Corvus Belli. There are certain Unicool miniatures from there, and they tend to be very, very pretty. So I'm hoping these will be. They certainly look at it from the images and the artwork, but let's get into this and actually do the important stuff of seeing what's in the box. So we have a very pretty slipcase. We have all this like nice metallic feel, and look, it's very nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. Stuff. Right, what stuff do we have here? Let's clear some space because we've got a box to empty. Social media goodies, which is nice. The rulebook. So this is like A5 by the looks of things. 94 pages, including an index at the back, so that's always nice. I've seen quite a bit of gameplay and things like that for this system, and there's a lot of tables and stuff like that. This strikes me as, and I'd be interested to see when I've actually played this, whether it's borne out. But this feels like kind of the love child of Infinity, D&D, and probably something like Malifaux. It feels like there's elements of all of those things in this book. It is only the first edition, so this is the initial release of this system. They currently have 4 factions. As I say, 2 of them are in here. We're getting new miniatures released a lot. There's a Dungeon Crawler coming out, so it's on the grow. There's going to be new stuff. Cardboard. I like a bit of cardboard. It's always good. It's very nice. Now, before any of you ask, which you're bound to do, this is played on a 3x3 board, so it's quite a small sort of size of game. Takes about an hour, apparently. Oh, that looks pretty. It's nice and crisp. There's a single like bit of sprue marking on there. Yeah, this is the stuff that we know and love. It's incredibly well detailed. So yeah, it's 3x3 board. You have about 4 miniatures per side, and the games themselves take about an hour. Or thereabouts is the estimate. So this is actually quite a punchy game. One thing that attracted me to it, stack cards. like a good stack card. Oh, they're quite good quality card as well. One thing that attracted me to it very much was that the system will be playable as 2-player competitive, 2-player cooperative, and then solo play. So there will be solo play options on this, and you will be able to like not beat each other up. So my wife is a wargamer of sorts, and she has a very bad habit of kicking my butt, candidly. So it'll be nice that I'll be able to play cooperative with her and kick somebody else's butt for a change rather than getting myself whipped. Sorry, opening cards here because I'm going to have a look at the card stock. These are really nice, actually. They're a decent quality of card. I don't know if you can see that there, but they're nice. They are nicely finished as well. Nicely detailed. They're double-sided cards. Yeah, very nice. Cardstock's important. If you're going to include cards with and make them central to playing a system, it's important that it's nice, it feels good in the hand sort of thing. They like silk printed, so they're somewhere between matte and varnish finished, which is nice. And then here we have miniatures. So this is Empire of Soga miniatures, faction starter, 4 miniatures in here. The clan champion Onitaushi, Bushi attendant, and Kitsune spell maiden. Nice. So yeah, let's have a look at the miniatures. Let's crack these open. Okay, so they all come on their bases. The bases are textured. They are multi-part. Now this is, I think, 34mm in scale. So these are bigger than some that you'd expect, or that you might have seen with other systems. So let's have a look. Who's this? Who is this? This is our, because the names are important, this is a Bushi attendant I'm just cracking open here. If I can, because as soon as I start hitting play on any type of video, I lose the ability to open anything. So he's actually a single piece miniature. Right, let's see if we can get this to focus. That is a beautifully detailed miniature. There's a very, very small amount of cleanup to be done on here. He is great. A couple of very small amounts of like flash and stuff to tidy up there, but very, very little. That's incredibly nice. Incredibly nice. For those of you who are familiar with Infinity, next to a Cien for Infinity, so this is heavy infantry for Infinity. So yeah, that sort of 34mm scale for a standard dudesman is where we're at, which is nice. I'm not going to open all the miniatures on here right now. I'm going to do that in a later video, but so here's base. We've got a point for a magnet on there, which is nice. A little bit of cleanup needed. And then actually it looks like you can almost just, yeah, it just sits in. It's got little markers for where the feet need to go. That's so nice. I shouldn't be as impressed by that as I am, but that shows a degree of thought in this system, I have to say. Oh, this little bit up here I think has to come off as well. But yeah, so there's very little cleanup on these to be done. Some of these are multi-part. It looks like I've got at least one here who's is going to need a bit of warming up and a bit of straightening because we've got a very, very large spear. So this would be on the clan champion, but I don't think he's hitting much with that. I'm going to have to warm this up and straighten him out, but that's not a big thing. That's a couple of minutes work and that'll be done. But again, let's have a look at this. Gorgeous miniature. Beautifully detailed. The face and the eyes and the hair and everything. Unicorn is a really nice material, and it works really well. It's really nice. So yeah, I will open these separately, do a separate video for that. So far, from what I've seen here, I'm guessing on this side we have dice. There we go. Now I am a sucker for a pretty D20, and we have some very pretty D20s here. These are very nice indeed, and they have the symbol for this little flame for Eldfall Chronicles on the 1, which, as I understand, in Elden Ring, look out, for Eldfall Chronicles, a 1, which you got there, is a critical. So, yeah, very pretty dice. Oh, focus. Thank you. We're a fan of pretty dice. So, we have, bar the table, which to say is 3x3, everything we need here to play. What we're going to do with this over the coming weeks is, as I say, I'm going to do a separate video looking at the miniatures. Then we are going to learn to play the game and play a few games, and I'll come back with a review of the system as a whole and let you know what we think. So for the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and look forward to lots of new stuff, hopefully, for Eldfall Chronicles coming soon. Goodbye.